Hi, and welcome to our webinar called What's New Inside Payment Management version 2023 R2. My name is Kim Dalsgaard Christensen, and I am your friendly host for this webinar. As you might know, we have now released new versions of all our solutions, both for Business Central on cloud and on premises. To follow up on this, we have these webinars. If you did register, they will be available as soon as a recording. For those who did not register, they will be on our YouTube channel as soon as possible after the events. Before we get started, I would like to go over a few items so you know how to participate in today's event. As an attendee, you have joined this webinar in muted or in listen-only mode by default. You can submit text questions to today's presenter by typing your question in the chat section. You may send in your question at any time during the presentation. We will collect these and answer them here after the walkthrough, or directly in the chat, or after the event. For those of you who are new to Continea, we are one of the top add-on software companies delivering solutions exclusively to Microsoft Dynamics Business Central. Our solution focuses on the automation of finance processes from start to finish by using Business Central and not a separate application. This makes it very easy for you to adapt the new features, and the implementation time and cost are extremely low compared to related standard solutions within the market. All our solutions are available both on premises, where a license is required before use, or you can go to Business Central Cloud from Microsoft AppSource. Here you can access our solutions at exceptional terms. For all our apps, except for OP+, there are no order processes. Simply install the app and follow the basic setups. It takes less than 50 minutes, and then you're up and running on essential features. There are no obligations. Simply start trying it out for up to 30 days totally for free. And finally, you pay afterwards and only what you use per month. Each and every solution is delivered by our partners, and we do have a wide range of different customer types, both within size and types. So no matter who you are and what you do, I'm pretty sure you will find customers much alike you. Today, our partners are serving more than 18,000 NAV or Business Central tenants within one or more of our solutions running in more than 45 countries. Throughout the entire product history of Business Central, since back in the days when it was a Danish-owned company, Continea has been a part of its journey. And from time to time, we did introduce new significant add-on solutions to the market. Well, it's about time for Continea to add one more solution to our solution portfolio. And even though I do come from a part of the world where it is not well accepted to be a big talker, I will point out that Continea do have very big expectations for a new solution coming out next year. What it is, I'm not allowed to tell yet. This will be revealed Wednesday in Lyon, where the biggest event for people working within Business Central are taking place. For all of us not attending, check out our websites from Wednesday and the days after. However, here is a clue. It is something about that you are used to do your postings in amounts, and now you will get used to post in something very different. Until then, it makes sense to keep updated about our current solutions, and now it's time for my colleague Anne to take over and show you what's new inside payment management. Anne?
Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
and also see my screen. So as
Yes.
Kim mentioned, this is the What's New webinar for payment management in correspondence with Business Central 2023 R2. My name is Anne Bjerre, and I am the dedicated solution specialist for payment management. And the highlights for this presentation is, first off, bank account verification. We have payment approval flow, required numbers of approvers, automatic creation of payment suggestions in the payment journal, pre-validation of payment information before document approval with document capture, and then we have a section of miscellaneous. First, I want to introduce the very wanted and unfortunately much needed bank account verification. And when I say unfortunate, it is in the sense that more and more companies have been exposed to fraud. And with AI entering the game, the future looks bright for financial crime and a little bit more bleak for the companies. And therefore, we want to help you prevent being taken advantage of. So first off, I want to talk a little bit about what the most common method of fraud is. Beneficiary account change. Someone who is out to commit fraud will look to exploit weaknesses in a genuine change request process, and they can change the beneficiary account details to an account that they hold. How can anyone get away with that? You might think. They can pretend to be a vendor that ensures some harmless information that the bank account has been changed. They are able to do this in a very convincing way, so no one is above this. That includes us. So it's important to stay informed and aware of the situation. So be aware that it exists and share the knowledge with the right personnel in your company. And if you get information to change a bank account, contact the vendor and have them verify the change. This is where we come into the picture, or payment management comes into the picture, by offering transparency and accountability. And it's not only to help with fraud, it's also to avoid annoying mistakes where payments might fail or get bounced, and sometimes they're lost forever. The new feature is an addition to the already existing payment approval module. If you already have payment management, but you don't have payment approval, you will get the option to try it out. You can see it from the subscription modules overview. Here you can click on the link and see the list of the banks that are viable for the bank account verification in your system. It will also be visible from the bank account card. So this should be very visible for you to figure out how to get started with it. When setting up bank account verification, you will be prompted to set existing and used bank account as already verified. This is for you to not have to go through the whole list. So this is just an option to make the process very simple. The main focus of this is to avoid that bank account information can be added or changed without anyone noticing. So any new or changed bank account information will cause the bank account to appear in the payment journal as pending verification. There's also a new field that will inform you if it is a new bank account that you've never made payments to before. That way, if someone changes the information, you will see that it is pending verification again. But also, there's there's valid information ready, maybe in the verification history. If you change it back to that previously verified bank account information, then you'll be able to use it again right away. So you don't have to call the vendor again. There is now a fact box in the payment journal with all the necessary recipient bank details. And when you go to verify, you will be able to select how you want to verify the data, if it's by phone, by email, or another method. So what will you be able to do? When will you be blocked, and when will we just get the information that the bank account is not verified? If you have not enabled the bank account verification on payment management setup, you will be able to send it through the payment approval and to the bank. If it is enabled, you'll get an error message when attempting to send the payment for approval or to the bank. You will always be able to see if the bank account is not verified if you're using payment management, no matter if you have payment approval enabled or not. Payment approval flow. So we've added a feature, required numbers of approvers. It's an addition to the payment approval management module. And it just simply means that you can select how many approvers you want from a defined list. In the real world, or in a real situation, this means that you are able to have several approvers that can approve a payment, but also define that you will need, for example, only 2 people from that list to approve. So there might be 5 on the list, but only 2 people that needs to approve. It doesn't matter who the 2 are, just 2 from the predefined list. When this is selected, this option, the amount approval is not used, so there are no other factors in play. Automatic creation of payment suggestions in the payment journal. This is a very long title for a feature that is very, very handy. This is an addition to the Essential module, and it's based on the setup in the payment journal setup. It is an option to enable automatic creation of payment suggestions. And the aim is to save time. So we're trying to make everything that might be manual, make that automatic. When you open the payment journal, you don't need to think about when you did it last, or if you have everything ready, it's just always ready for you, so you can begin your work. Pre-validation of payment information before purchase invoice approval in document capture, an even longer title. This is an addition to the Essential module, and it's to build on top of the already existing collaboration between the 2 solutions, document capture and payment management. We have now introduced validation before you send purchase invoices for approval. Before you would send for approval, before this option came into play, you would send it for approval, and when done with the approval, you would post the purchase invoice, and when posting, you would be informed that there was a validation error. To change this, you would have to change the information on the invoice and then send it for approval again. So this is a preemptive action to avoid having to do things twice, because frankly, who needs the extra work? Miscellaneous, we have a lot of different things going on in payment management, and I'm just going to point out a few of them that is not, it's not that it's not worthy of a presentation, but it's just not that easy to show it. We have some added manual communication to JP Morgan, HSBC Global, Royal Bank of Scotland, Ulster Bank, and NatWest Bank. These are all for the UK market. We have some direct communication, ABN AMRO for the Netherlands, Barclays for UK, and HSBC Global for the UK. So this is ready for the UK release. We also have an added feature called Continia Hub. This is added to all of our solutions, and in payment management, that means that we have a section about payment management where you can go and learn more. We have a section about the payment journal, and then we also have a section for the other Continia apps. And much more means that you are actually able to go into our docs.continia.com and maybe go check out the detailed changelog. In there, you will always have an overview of everything that is added for each release. So it could be small adjustments or improvements to the software. It could be bug fixes, let's be real. And yeah, just go check them out and browse around and see if there's anything that suits your needs, but it's always available for you. As Kim also mentioned, I will just point out the expense management webinar was yesterday, so unfortunately you can't make it for that one, but you can still register for the document output and document capture webinar this Monday at 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. CET. And before we move forward, I would like to say about this webinar that the video material and this presentation will be sent to you via email in a couple of days. I know that the video will appear in the chat of this webinar, but this will not be accessible for you. But that was all I had to say about that. Let's move on to the live demo. So the first thing I am going to talk about is the bank account verification. So as I mentioned, you might have payment management, but not the payment approval management module. So you would be able to see the option for this in solution, the continuous solution management page. So in here, you can see that I have payment management. Over here, I have the modules that I am that I have chosen to work with. And as you can see here, in this environment, I don't have payment approval. But over here, you can see that I get the option to try it out. This is because we have this 30-day trial, so you can test if it's something for you. So this is very easy for you to get hold of. Another place where you might find it is in the vendor. See, I get already on the vendor card, I get an information that the account that a bank account has not been verified. If I go into the bank account and select this bank account, you can see that it has not been verified. I'll just make this bigger. And I get an option to learn more or view the unverified accounts. I also turn it off if I never want to see it again. If I click the Learn More link, you can see that there's a nice lady here that will inform you about what this is all about if you click the link to the video. And you can also see the information about the 30-day trial. And you can see that in this environment, for me, there are 5 of my recipient bank accounts that would be perfect for trying out this module. If I click this link, I get a list of the different bank accounts that need verification. So from here, you can just go ahead and start the trial. And as you can see, I get the option, as I mentioned before, to verify the accounts. I'm just going to press no because from here, I'm going to switch my environment. Okay, so this is an environment where everything is set up for me already. And If, for example, you already have payment management and you wanted to go into this new version, you would, for example, upgrade, then you would get the bank account verification with that upgrade if you have payment approval. And to be able to see how to work with this, you can turn it on or enable it in here. But there's also the option to go through your assisted setup for payment approval. And I'll go through this because then I am able to actually show you two different things that we added in this. So the first thing you would get, this also goes, of course, if you are you're getting a new installation of this, you would be able to use bank account verification. This is enabled, and I am also using the payment approval workflow. If I click next, then I'll get the link to the bank accounts that I would be able to verify. Do you want to assign status verified to all bank accounts previously used in a transaction? That's what I meant by saying that if I have already transferred money to this account before, then that it can be set up to be verified already. I'm pressing yes to this one. And now I have the list of the bank accounts that I need to go through to verify. I will just click next here and select the journal that I want to apply the payment or want to look at the new feature that we added into the send approval requests to. So as I mentioned, we added all up to limit. And if I choose that one, because then we can see that also when I go to the payment journal, you can see that it's changing to this. So that means that all my approval amount limits will be cleared down here. Required numbers of a number of approvers is the number of approvers that I want from this list to be able to say that this has been approved. I'm just going to set it to 1 and a list of 2 different approvers. And then press next. This flow you already know, and I will not take you through this, but this is just to finish the flow. You can always go and look at that in Learn or in another video maybe. So from here, I will go into the payment journal and select the payment journal that I have that is enabled for payment management. I will suggest vendor payments. And now you can see I have a list of 6 different payments going out. They are all valid. And if I go a little bit out this line, I can see that there are 2 columns that's been added because of the bank account verification. I can see that for these 6 lines, all of the bank accounts are new. And I can see that they, the 5 of them here are verified. So someone went through the list and verified the bank accounts, but one of them is pending verification. On the right side of the screen, I have a recipient bank details fact box. And if you look through, you get all the information, and I can see that this one is verified. If I go to the bottom one, you can see that it's pending verification. But let's say for starters that I want to take the first one on the list, and I'll just go through the approval process with that one, because the bank account is verified, so I can actually just start the approval request. So now this is pending approval. And I will just go ahead, and you can see over here it's waiting for approval, and there's approval by EH, and the status is open. So I will go to the approve and approve. And you can see now that it's ready for export, and you can see that it's approved by me. I'm logged in as EH. And you can see down here that the approval is completed by required a number of approval reached. So that means the one approver from the list has approved this payment. So that's all that is needed in this setup. Okay, so from here I can go ahead and I can export this payment. I'm just going to export this selected line, and then this goes through to the bank. What happens here is that now the new bank account, there's no, it is not ticked, this box. So it's verified, and it's also not a new bank account anymore. The last one down here, I want to be able to verify this one. So I'll just go down to my recipient bank details, and I'll click the link to the bank account. And as you can see here, again, it's not verified, and I'm looking at the details, and I think, okay, I want to verify this account. I can see that all of these information are new. I'm just going to put in that I have verified this by email, spoke to owner, or emailed with owner, and press OK. If we go out, you can now see that this account has been verified. If I then go into the bank account card again, and I enter transit number, you can see it changes its status to verified, unverified, pending verification. And then I can go in and verify the bank account again by phone this time. Okay. So from here, I can go in and check the verification history, and I can see the different things that have been changed, which value it had, and who verified it, and which method they used for the verification, and the verification comment added. And now I just want to go back and look at the new bank account again, because imagine if you get a change to this one, for example, select that line, and you go into this bank account and you add something new here. And you close this and you look at it, the line again. Now this is not a new bank account, we can see from this, and it's pending verification. So this gives you an inclination of there might be something going on here that's not quite okay. It might also just, if we believe in the good in people, might also be that it's just an error that someone accidentally changed something. But in this case, I would go in and check what's going on this bank account, and I would maybe call the owner and say, is something going on? If I can't get hold of the owner, I might go into verification history and check, oh, there's no transit number, so someone maybe accidentally typed this in. I can remove it again. And then it's verified again. Because the information that I had in there before was correct, I might be able to reuse that. So that's how we are able to help you catch all of these things so you can stay safe in the payments that you send out of your bank account. Good. Then we talked a little bit about the automatic creation of payment suggestions. And this is, I shouldn't have exited. I just wanted to show you that in here you can actually change this. So if I go to the payment journal setup and I click the more options, I have the job queue here to enable suggest vendor payments job queue. And then you can set up how you want that to run. But this is where you would enable that feature. And then I want to show you something else, which I actually didn't mention, but I'm just going to put it out there that we added a feature in here also. So if I go and I start a new reconciliation, I would import the bank statement. And then I would look at the different unsolved I have here, because I know that there's one here that might fit the feature that I want to show you. So you can see here that there is a reconciliation suggestion that's found, and you can see that the amounts are not the same. There's also an original payment discount possible. I'm going to click OK to that one. And I'm also going to go a little bit further down the line and see if I don't have another one also I don't have in this example. Okay. But the thing that I want to show you is in the journal of the cash receipt. You can see now that there's one or more entries with differences. I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to look out here to see the applied difference. So let's say that I have this line. I will select it. And then up here, you can see that there's an insert difference journal line. If I click this one, it's prompting me to tell me that I actually didn't set this up in the Continua Payment Management Statement Intelligence setup. Do I want to add it now? Yes. So if I go down here, there's a default. I'm just going to widen this. There's a default different amount GL account. So this is for the differences if I want to use a GL account to post them on. So I'm just going to select this one, and then I'm going to put in an account that I know is set up for direct posting. And then I'm going to click OK again. I'm back in the journal, and as you can see, this line has been, there's no applied difference anymore because that's on a new line and ready for posting. Yeah, so that's an added feature that I didn't mention, but I just wanted to show you. And also, let's just look at this one again, because I have another setup where I want to show you how it looks if you have document capture and payment management in the same environment. So this is for the pre-validation of the document so that it is ready for payment management. I'm going into my vendor because I know I have an invoice that we can take a look at down here. So when you have your invoice ready, you can see now the validation engine is running. You are looking to send this for approval. You have the fact box in the right side of the screen for validation. And as you can see here that I have 2 error messages for that validation. The recipient bank account code does not exist, and the recipient bank account code must be used for payments. So that would have to be corrected before I can send it to approval from document capture. If I was to try and send it an approval request, I would still be prompted with the error messages. So this is to prevent you from doing a lot of extra work in the approval process of the document in document capture. Yeah, that was it for this release. And I just want to check if there is anything in the meeting, maybe. Any questions?
I think not, Anna. Maybe everything was quite unclear.
That's good.
It seems
I'm
like
happy.
it.
I'm happy, and yeah, you're always welcome to send questions or questions through your partners. So we are always ready to answer your requests. And I just want to say thank you and goodbye from here.
And from me as well.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Bye bye.